All right, this is our little cherry table. Just as we said, we got it shot. So we got coat of finish, glazed it, another coat of finish, gave it a good scuff. It's ready to wrap up. So it's going to shoot it. Now, one of the things I did, I switched over to my Apollo. This is the 3-stage with the 7,000 gun. This has got a 1.3 in it. Now, what we used before was the air-assisted airless, and it's got a .04. It's a different animal, as we've explained, and it's just a little heavy fluid. So this 1.3 needle nozzle gives a nice shoot. So we'll wrap them up. One cherry table. I shot it, and if you watch the low boy thing, I told you, when a finish dries overnight, sometimes no matter what you do, it just, and it's dried good and hard, just one coat on it, it just doesn't want to lay out just right. But anyway, I shot it with a conversion varnish. Let it dry in about 20 minutes. Came in, felt it. It was okay. But it just didn't have that. So I shot it again. Well, kind of. I took some 600 on a scuff pad, gave it a quick scuff, felt like glass. Took a spray can of death, satin, hit it, I'm done. Feels like glass. Looks great. Now I'm going to mention something. I happen to know that Death has been bought out by somebody, I don't know who. And I realize, again, some of you guys in California and whatever can't get it. My understanding is that they're going to continue to make the product. But I don't know that for a fact. I'm not going to tell you to do this. I'm just going to tell you, I know a fellow that did kind of Lowe's kind of seems to be one of the cheaper places to get it. In my local Lowe's, we got one 15 miles one way, one 15 miles up. They keep running out. Got a long shelf life. And yeah, you can also buy it in quarts and cans. And one of the things I talk about in one of the segments, but on the quarts and cans it says it's a brushing lacquer. It's not. Well, it is. You can brush it, it does well. But it doesn't have a bunch of retarder in it. It dries really well. Again, all I'm doing is using this depth to finish the finish. End of story. So, there it is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab this little cherry top and bring it over. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you. I'm just going to put on that little table. I'm just going to put a little bat wing thing, little Chippendale pole. And I tell you what, this was kind of laying around in a box of hardware I've had. It's from Horton Brass, so it's good stuff for a good while. I shot a coat of depth on it, brighten it up. In case you ain't figured out, I like depth. And again, I'm gonna say it again, it's a nitrocellulose lacquer. It's one of the old early lacquers. And the reflow and overspray and everything, how it just lays down and blends in, it cures a lot of ills. So what I did on this top is I did exactly the same thing. It could use one more coat. Now I got 600. Now again, this is one of those Rhino Softs from Industrial Abrasives. And I know I've shown you this, but I'm going to show you again. When you're using a scuff pad or piece of sandpaper, see the way I have it in my hand, little finger, and I got it pulled up. And the reason I do that is so that when I'm sanding, it's not going to lay over and cut through that edge as easy. Now, one of the things you don't want to use a really heavy grit with the depth, especially a spray can. Now, if you're spraying it, a heavier coat that's out of a gallon can or quart can, not quite, 320 is fine. But again, one of the things, this doesn't have a lot of solids in it. So I'm just kind of reflowing the lacquer and adding just a little surface there to finish it off. And it lays down a really nice thin coat. Now, with that said, that 7000 gun right here, I shot the tables with that. That's the first time I've used that gun for salt, and particularly the conversion varnish. We usually use the Kremlin air-assisted airlift. And again, this has got a 1.3 in it. I was able to lay down a finer, thinner finish with it than I could with the Kremlin. And the reason for it is that Kremlin's got that .04. And in the air-assisted airlift, that's pretty heavy. But now that's shiny right now, but it's a satin. And when it dries, it'll be right pretty little table. I've already got the bottom of this done, so I can kind of give you a little quick preview. I can reach under. That'll do it. Pretty simple little table. But all right. Now again, one of the things with the depth is it lays down a thin coat and it dries fast, pretty fast. So that said, you don't have an issue getting a whole lot of debris in it. I just answered out on the forum question from a guy, and he was talking about a grain filler for Bubinga. And you know, if you're not familiar, Bubinga's got it's kind of oily. It's not like a rosewood or something, but it's a little bit. But it's got those really fine pores in it. Kind of like the mahogany, but these are finer. And they can be a nightmare to fill. You know, even grain fillers don't want to get in them real well. So what I was explaining to him to do would be to take some Armor Seal. And again, I like the Armor Seal because I like the amount of solids in it and the fact that it dries really hard. And I told him just take a gloss, then the first coat, about 10% with some mineral spirits or naphtha. And the reason we're doing that is just to make sure it'll get down into those pores real good. Then let that dry overnight and come back and put a full wet coat on, unthinned. And let that dry and sand it down and make sure the pores are filled. And I told him he may have to do another coat, purely depends upon the porosity in the wood, how severe it is. But then I told him, I said, now if you want to cheat, get that Armor Seal on there, get everything looking pretty good, you know, and give it a little light sand with either some 600 or 1200 and take the depth and just kind of run over it. Man, she'll dance. I mean, this is going to be like going to the prom because she will dance, baby. Good stuff. All right. Cherry table. It's history.